Hi everyone, welcome to day 5. Today our objective is to use vivid verbs to write an end or conclusion to our writing. Remember, those vivid verbs are action words that show the reader a better picture in their mind of what action is taking place. So when we start writing our end today, that's the craft that we're going to be looking for in your writing. Now that we are at the end of our writing, I want to revisit what I had on my plan. On my plan, I know that I need to revisit the fact that I've been talking about social distancing, that it's changed our lives. There's a new normal, and the main impact or greatest impact that I picked out was how I miss my mornings at Miles. So that's where I'm going to try out vivid verbs to write my ending today. You'll notice that on my paper I wrote that reminder for myself and for you all that we need to try to use those vivid verbs when we write our end or what we call a conclusion. So when I start writing any paragraph, we need to make sure that we indent to show the reader that we're starting a new paragraph. So when I start my very first sentence, I indent and I start with a capital letter. So I want to reference that I've been talking about social distancing this whole time. So social distancing has completely changed our lives, has completely. And you know what? If I were to think about vivid verbs and a way that I could say changed, instead of changed, I could say transformed, because transformed is a little more of an extreme version of change. It's changed to where it's almost unrecognizable at this point. Has transformed life as we know it. And the way that I've been thinking about this situation the whole time is how it feels like our world has been flipped upside down and has flipped. And flipped is an action word that I can see, a vivid verb, has flipped our worlds upside down. And maybe I don't need the S there. I'll have to go back and reread and make sure it makes sense. They're upside down. End of my complete sentence, so I'll put a period right there. Remember, I'm writing from the teacher's perspective, so as I come to the conclusion of this piece, I could say, as a teacher. And this is a phrase that can't stand alone, so I need to put a comma there before continuing my thought. The greatest impact, because that's what we've been asked to write about, the greatest impact has been, and I wrote all about missing my mornings, let's see, I could say post, during. And you all might not know this, but I'll let you in on a little secret. When the bell rang at 7:10 a.m., I always counted that as rush hour, or sometimes I even called that hallway life in the fast lane, because kids were coming in from all different directions and moving pretty quickly. My morning post during rush hour at Miles Elementary, because that's specifically where I work and where I get to see all of you. And I could add the title of school just to remind my reader. And then finally, just one final thought. It was always my favorite way to start my day. Way to start my day. And I wrote all about how I would greet the students. So I can use that as a vivid verb, greeting so many, not just students, so many friendly and warm faces. So at the end, that's my final sentence that I'm going to use. Real quick, I'm going to make sure that I have vivid verbs in there. I have vivid verbs like transformed, which means to change, flipped, when our worlds feel like they are flipped upside down. Impact can even be a vivid verb because that's something that can be done. And then finally, that vivid verb of Greeting is also an action word that I can see. So your job today when you write your end is to use vivid verbs. Happy writing, everyone. Can't wait to see what y'all come up with. Bye for now.